Welcome. I'm Ahmed Sidat, and I'm the founder of Vector Consulting. For nearly 2 decades, I've worked with boards, family enterprises, and leadership teams across more than 15 countries to strengthen governance, mitigate risk, and ensure succession success. Today, we explore 2 of the biggest corporate failures in South African history, Steinhoff and Tongaat. Not to judge them, but to understand them. Because governance failure begins in behavior long before it appears in numbers. Governance collapses are never sudden. They are the consequence of ignored warning signs, suppressed truth, and a culture that tolerates the unacceptable. Both Steinhoff and Tongaat failed not because of market pressures, but because the governance ecosystem broke down from the inside. In this session, we will confront the behaviors, decisions, pressures, and oversight failures that silently paved the way for disaster. Steinhoff's collapse was one of the most expensive lessons in modern governance history. For over a decade, profits were inflated through circular transactions. Losses were buried, and financial integrity was replaced with financial theater. The board saw strong leadership and a brilliant expansion strategy. But in reality, leadership dominance prevented challenge, silenced dissent, and created fear. Internal audit was restricted. The external audit was misled. And governance became a performance, not a practice. Steinhoff teaches us this. When a CEO controls the flow of information, governance dies quietly. Tongaat's collapse was different in mechanics, but identical in pattern. Land valuations were inflated. Revenue was recognized prematurely. Management faced internal pressure to hit numbers, even when reality diverged. The board saw a growing, diversified group. But in truth, the culture was under strain. Risk was reported late. Compliance became procedural. And challenge became uncomfortable. Tongaat teaches us this. If culture cannot speak the truth, the financials eventually will, violently. Here's the most important insight from both crises. Boards often see an illusion, not reality. They saw strong leadership, healthy financials, reliable reporting, stable culture. But what was really happening was dominance, fear, fabrication, suppression, pressure, and silence. In every workshop I deliver globally, I ask the same question. Where is the illusion in your organization? And every boardroom has at least one. Across global case studies, governance collapses follow the same 5 patterns. The illusion of success. Normalization of deviance, where a small workaround becomes normal. Dominant leadership overpowering governance. Multi-layered assurance failure. Delayed truth leading to catastrophic collapse. These are not African patterns. These are universal patterns. Vector gives us the behavioral blueprint that both Steinhoff and Tongaat violated. It tells us that governance is not a document. It is a behavior. Vector demands ethical leadership, not charismatic leadership. Oversight that challenges, not rubber stamps. Reporting integrity that tells the truth, not the narrative. Risk that is predicted, not hidden. Assurance that is independent, not intimidated. Culture that is measured, not assumed. If Vector had lived, not just filed, these collapses would have been prevented. Culture always breaks before the financials do. Both companies displayed unmistakable red flags. Defensive leadership, late escalation of bad news, suppressed whistleblowers, unrealistic performance targets, toxic reward structures, governance discussions avoided or sanitized. Your question today is simple. Which of these red flags exist in your boardroom, your exco, or your family enterprise? Assurance failed in both organizations. Internal audit was restricted. The external audit relied too heavily on management. Committees accepted narratives, not evidence. Risk reports were sanitized. Compliance was reduced to administration. The result? When the defense system collapses, the organization collapses. Take a moment now to reflect as a director. Do you challenge enough? Are you over-reliant on management narratives? Do you escalate concerns early? Do you feel psychologically safe to dissent? What truth is difficult to say here? What governance illusion are you tolerating? What cultural behaviors need to change immediately? This is the heart of governance behavior. To strengthen governance in your environment, prioritize truth over harmony. Encourage early escalation. Reduce dependency on individual leaders. Protect assurance independence. Scrutinize assumptions, not slides. Demand culture metrics. Challenge respectfully, but firmly. Live vector. Don't laminate vector. Governance failure begins in behavior long before it appears in numbers. The courage to challenge, the discipline to escalate, and the honesty to confront reality. These are the forces that protect organizations from collapse. Thank you for participating. Let us take governance beyond compliance and into behavior, integrity, and leadership.